Hi everyone, this is Tim from Race Sim Central with a video to answer the questions I had about F1 2019's Formula 2 portions of the career mode before I purchased it. Hopefully now that I've purchased it and answered these questions for myself, I can help those of you that are still curious about the same things. Before I get onto the F2 content and how it's used, let me praise the game's F1 content, say that obviously this is the best and only way to currently simulate the current F1 World Championship. Cars drive nicely, the tracks are accurate enough for most people, quite well detailed, and the various modes and gameplay options will again satisfy most people. Okay, so onto the career mode. What I expected going in was that I'd have the option to drive a full F2 championship and directly earn my way into an F1 seat. That mode doesn't exist. There are just 3 scenarios at 3 tracks set during 2018 where you try to perform at a specific level to raise your standing in the F1 paddock. 2 of these scenarios only last a few laps, while the third is just a sprint race where you simply have to beat the guy they set up to be your rival. If you perform and win the championship, you get to pick from any F1 team and carry a lot of value as a driver. But the really frustrating thing is that if you literally crash out in the first turn of the scenarios, you get the same storyline cutscenes as if you'd won the races. And you're still within range of winning the championship for the third scenario. And if you crash out in the first turn there, and you allow your rival to win the championship, you still get to select to drive for any F1 team that you want to. The only difference is that you carry less value as a driver, which you can quickly overcome by just not crashing in the first F1 race of the season. The storyline and cutscenes are only part of those scenarios too, so whether you do a great job or a poor one, it's meaningless once you've completed them and you move up to F1. This rival that they've tried to make you have feelings for and make you familiar with takes the spot of a real F1 driver, and you're encouraged to beat him over the radio. That's it. But anyway, moving on, you can do a full 2018 F2 championship, but not as a part of the career. It has to be selected as a standalone championship. You can also simply skip the F2 feeder series in career mode, and then you go into your F1 contract negotiations with what I could see was the same status as if you had crashed out in turn 1 of the F2 scenarios. Your F1 career then independently builds your standing as a driver, and you'll see other F1 drivers getting hired and fired as things progress. That was really all I was curious about going in. So to end, I'll just state my opinion on how they used the F2 season in career mode. I mean, basically they didn't. There's just three scenarios, which is similar to what they've had in the previous Codemasters titles. A full storyline career mode would have been absolutely amazing. We all remember the Race Driver series. But they didn't do that. A full F2 championship that genuinely affected what F1 seats would be available would have also been amazing. But they didn't do that. Not only is it a little weird to see 2 fictional drivers from the F2 scenarios replacing real-life F1 drivers, it also just simply doesn't do a good job of making them a rival. A rivalry in F1 2019 will always be about, first of all, beating your teammate, beating a real-life racing driver that you don't like very much, and beating the driver you always seem to be around in your races. It's basically going to be natural selection. I do appreciate what they were trying to do, but frankly they didn't do the storyline thing fully, nor the full F2 championship itself. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.